At what
Hey
time?
guys, what's happening?
At what time? 6:55.
6:55. You talk to it for now. You're live, remember you've got
What are we live on? What are we coming through on? Hey guys, hope you're getting the live stream. We're coming from London, from a bus, the London bus. Let us just get the streams up and running on the different platforms, and then we will, Avi will be ready to start having a chat. You got a really nice close-up of Avi's face there.
Hold on, let me get it going. Take a minute, guys, to also share the stream if you're tuning in right now. All right, I think I've got... Yeah, I think I've got it everywhere. Yep. All right, guys. Welcome to the live stream. I'm going to just retweet it from other platforms. Take a minute to do it yourself. We're on a bus, and now that we can live stream from anywhere, we're going to live stream from anywhere because we can.
Yeah. I think the comments are coming through as well now, so that's pretty good.
Yeah,
let us know, guys, about the audio. Of course, we always check the audio is running good.
We did buy new audios, new mics today because of the stuff up yesterday. We learn from our mistakes.
We learn as we go.
And it wasn't cheap. It definitely wasn't cheap. So help us out at ukrebels.com. Help us cover the costs for all this stuff. I'm just going around now and sharing our stream.
Yeah, I'm just going to check the comments are coming through.
Make sure, guys. I'm just going to
perfect audio.
Perfect. It's
We've
nice
got
audio.
Perfect audio, nice audio coming through, guys. That's what we like. Finally, the Indian tech support has pulled through. So it's all working as.
How you all doing, guys? It's a pretty crazy day, and we've got a lot to talk about today.
So time-wise, it's about what, 5:30 here in London. 5:30 in the evening.
Yeah.
In a bit of rain.
I don't know what time it is, and I can see my YouTube's got much smaller numbers than normal because it's a
because if
crazy
you're watching
time.
Australian time, I think it's about 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Yeah. Jump through.
You come here, Ezra. So we're live already, just so you know, but we're just sharing the live around. Guys, you can do the same. I'm going to chuck a mic on the Rebel Commander, Ezra.
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
1 second, we'll put that. I can put that. Wait, aren't you hot? Mm-hmm. Do you want to take your jumper off, or you're no, you're good. All right, we'll go like that, and I can actually go. Do you reckon like that? Yeah, that's
fine. I'm doing good, Ezra.
Good.
Everyone, you get to see the behind the scenes as it happens.
All right, I'm just going to share the stream. You guys do the same because obviously it's weird times in Australia at the moment. So it's up to you guys to help us get this.
And is it on your Twitter? Can I find it there?
Yeah, it's on my Twitter. We've reposted it on different
on
Twitters.
my Twitter
You
too.
can do the same, yeah. We didn't put it on the main Rebel stream because they have a live stream in about half an hour, so we didn't want it. But tomorrow we're going to be streaming the vigil for Charlie Kirk here in London.
Oh, great!
And we're going to do that in place of the normal Rebel News.
Oh, wow,
daily
that's
show.
Perfect.
So it's going to be that's going to be a different style live stream using different cameras than we're using now, but it's everything's designed, and I think people are saying the audio is a lot better than yesterday because we fixed that today. It's a work in progress, Ezra. Look, you can already start telling people. I think talk to the audience and tell them what we're actually doing in London, and then we'll delve in a bit of the current news. And there's one story that's really dominating. But what are we doing in London while I share this?
Sure. Well, we knew that Tommy Robinson was planning a big freedom of speech rally on Saturday, and he had invited you and I to speak there. And they're always interesting. They make news, and given the political climate in the UK, I sort of felt in my bones it was going to set records for attendance. In the past, it's been in tens of thousands. Wouldn't surprise me if this cracks 100,000 or more. And I thought, I enjoy coming to these rallies, and I meet other activists or journalists along the way. Why don't we make a small sort of conference and invite people to come with us to the rally, but then come a day or two early to meet journalists, activists, politicians, to hear from professors, to hear from think tankers. And so we did. We put together, we called it the Free Speech Mission. It started last night. We had speakers this morning. Now we're on our way to have a private dinner with Tommy himself, which is sort of exciting because he's so busy. And over the next few days, we have other meetings planned. And it's just sort of for rebel news enthusiasts who want to meet newsmakers. So that's what we're doing right now. It was raining, that's why I'm a bit soaked, and we're on our way to dinner with Tommy. And for a lot of people on the bus, they've only seen Tommy on TV or maybe from afar at a rally. So I have a chance to sort of buttonhole him, talk to him one-on-one. It's pretty exciting for a lot of Tommy fans. And for me too, I love the guy.
Amazing. Avi, I think we've got to turn Ezra's mic around to show the...
Is he not getting good?
No, the mic's pointing in towards the thing.
Okay, let me fix that.
I'll talk to the camera.
So where do you want me to...
Because it wasn't positioned, so yeah, that's better. Just make sure it's positioned upwards, that's it.
That's upwards there.
Guys, we're reading your comments and we are fixing the tech issues on the go to make sure everything comes through nice and clear. But I'll switch back over to you, Avi, in a second.
Okay, I think that's good. I think that should be alright. I can put
Perfect. It's between my massive pecs.
You know
I don't want to crush it. I don't want to flex and crush it.
I'm gonna
between
get
my
him.
pecs.
I'll get him the.
Or as everyone else calls them, my breasts.
I'll get him a magnet. It's gonna
Get
be
a magnet,
easier
it's
with
better.
him. Yeah.
We'll put the magnet on, guys.
Guys, just while we're doing final setup, make sure to smash that like button, share it, help the algorithm. Let's grow this community. We've got a really good live community going in Australia at the moment, in the last couple of months. But I know it's a weird time, so make sure to hit that notification bell so you hear our lives at whatever random time we jump on. Now I'm going to touch Ezra possibly slightly inappropriately, but he seems to like it.
I feel really good. I feel really relaxed.
There we go. That's fixed it. Let me put this away. Okay. Also, guys, you can obviously super chat away. We'll go through the super chats at the end. Now, I'm mistaken. We are actually running this also on the main Rebel News YouTube channel for now, but at about 6 o'clock, so in about 20 minutes, we're going to shut just the Rebel News main channel live off, and you'll have to watch it either on my channel or on on Abia Mini, because they've got the daily show. But you can stay on Rebel News and watch the daily show if you want. Let's get straight into the heavy story that the whole world's talking about. We've all seen that horrific. It's hard to. The first moments that I saw that close up, I didn't even. I was questioning whether it was real. It was so. It's probably the only, it's the most graphic assassination video in history, I would say, captured kind of almost live and spread around the world. What was, firstly, I guess, your reaction? What are you 24 hours later, what are you feeling? What are you thinking? What's going on?
The first thing was, it reminded me of the assassination attempt against Donald Trump. Trump survived that by an inch. Unfortunately, Charlie Kirk did not. So I thought, I was felt with rage and grief and disbelief and a sense of the deep unfairness of assassination. I was shocked by it. The second thing I think I felt was, it looks like it was a professional hit.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't look like some disgruntled person, a crime of opportunity, or even some guy taking his, rifle that had been like, this felt so like a hit, like an assassin. And that's deeply troubling. Obviously, a young dad, 2 kids, and a wife, so outrageous and sad. Designed for what? Well, we don't know who is behind it yet. At least I haven't seen any news. They're obviously trying to stop Charlie Kirk himself from doing the work he was doing. He was extremely effective at reaching out to young people. He was a debater and a conversationer. He was actually someone who really reached out to the other side. So they wanted to stop that for some reason. They wanted to demoralize us as his supporters, and they wanted to scare us. So I think the proper response, we can't bring Charlie back, but maybe we all do some of the work he was doing to fill the void. Don't be demoralized. Transform that emotion into being constructive and motivated. And it's hard not to be scared. You can just say, don't be scared. Telling someone who's scared not to be scared doesn't usually help. But I think if we all show a little bit more courage, they can't take all of us. And so I wasn't particularly close to him. I talked to him 3 or 4 times. But it did feel a little bit personal, and I'll just say, in his memory, we will continue to redouble our efforts. What did he stand for? Freedom, democracy, young people getting involved. He was for America. He was America first. He was a friend to the Jews, by the way, and to Israel. I think he was a great American. Frankly, I think he would have gone on to high office had he lived. But I'm not going to allow the bad guys to win. I'm not going to live in fear. I'm not going to be demoralized. There was only one Charlie Kirk, and you can't replace him. But maybe 1,000 people together can fill the void.
Yeah, look, when I first saw the footage, I think like most people, it took a while to process the shocking image of it. What about you, Rukshan?
I mean, it's. I think a lot of people, like everyone else, were shocked, right? Just seeing that come through. It's kind of in a bit of disbelief because you realize just how fragile life is at that moment. Because Charlie Kirk is someone that we watch all the time. We watch him, whether it's at CPAC or any turning point of events that he does. He's always up there at the front, side by side with Trump as well during the last election. He was very effective and played a massive role in that last election. So to see that person now, that graphic footage first, which was obviously shocking, just because, when you first opened X, that was the video that was going out, right?
It's ingrained in my head forever.
Yeah.
That image of, when it hit and his body and the blood, like I'm never I can never get that image out of my brain, and it's like it's shaking me. Like I don't know about you, and maybe you, Alexa, as well. I've received heaps of messages today from people like, dude, are you like, be safe. These people, it's not only their rhetoric in which they say they want you dead. We've been used to that for years, but they are willing to actually carry it out. And I've got an inbox full of, people that are not necessarily very political, but know me personally, and they're just like, even my whole family WhatsApp is going, they call me Bob-omb now, like, Bob-omb, be safe. And so people recognize this as an attack on conservative and you're talking about moderate conservative voices.
You're right. I've had a lot of family and friends say exactly the same thing. Part of me says you cannot defend against a professional assassination like this. Not even President Trump could stop a shot against him. But the people who would come after you and I would probably be more opportunistic. They would be lower level. It could be a pro-Hamas thug who says, I'm going to take out that Avi, I'm going to take out Ezra, I'm going to take out Alexa, because we do citizen journalism. So, and it is dangerous out there. And one of the things that President Trump alluded to the other day was the culture of it's okay to kill now, like that Luigi Mangione, if I got the right name, who allegedly murdered an executive on the street, and has been turned into a hero. And communism is making a comeback, violence is making a comeback, terrorism is making a comeback, and political assassinations. And it's not exclusively the right that's being targeted, but remember, Jair Bolsonaro, he was stabbed with a knife just days before his first election. There has been 6 Alternative for Deutschland politicians in Germany who have died under suspicion deaths in recent months. I'm not saying those were all assassinations. I don't know if any of them were, but it's certainly suspicious. In other countries, they try and kill builders. We're here to celebrate Tommy Robinson. He has had 12 threats to his life, so serious, 12, that the police personally visited his home to give him what's called an Osmond warning, a written warning that his life was in danger. So this isn't rumor stuff. It's not a tweet. This is the police intelligence unit saying, Tommy, here's the threat to your life. So it is Antifa by nature is violent. Trans extremists, transgender extremists. You see more and more politically motivated murders by them. I'm not blaming solely the left, but it seems to be dominated by the left. The left, if they can't win a debate, they kill you. That's what's happening. Not all the left, Charlie Kirk was about debating. Someone didn't want that to happen.
Yeah, but Rukshan, actually, you were reading some of the messages last night off your own, on your post, I think.
Yep.
Like, just so people understand what the reaction, because the reaction has been shocking on a few levels, and we'll get to a couple of those, but your initial reactions that you noticed on those comments that were kind of like joltering, I guess, when you said them to me because of what just happened.
Yeah, like people were, obviously, like there's a lot of people that watch our work and follow our work who hate watch, if that's the term, like troll. But it turns to the fact where they're saying, you know, watch out, you're next. Like if you keep doing this type of work, we're going to do this to you as well. And it's very real. Like a lot of people are emboldened by seeing what happened to Charlie Kirk.
And on a normal day, I brush that off.
Yeah,
on a normal day, I will brush it off.
We get that all the time. I mean, you get it that much more than me, but we get that a lot. And like you said, we brush it off. But seeing what happened, and to know that Charlie Kirk is someone with courage that went to those campuses. Yes, he had security and he was aware of the threats around him, but he was willing to engage in that kind of space in that way without making it something that was not, it was approachable for everyone. So it's like that innocence has been lost of that kind of debate space where I think for a few years from today, people will be reluctant to appear in spaces like that, especially discussing controversial issues.
Well,
so
at least they're going to take precautions. People are going to have to do it, I think people are going to take their security much more seriously. I know I've taken it for years seriously because I felt it's real, but I've got to say, when reading some of those, or when Rukshan was reading me those comments last night, it landed differently because it felt so much more. Alexa, sorry, we haven't got to you yet, but I know last night when it was unfolding, last night here in London, you were quite emotional about it. What was your reaction? How did you feel? How are you feeling now about it?
It's strange because Charlie Kirk, I discovered him because he was talking to the youth on campuses. And it kind of really appealed me to listen to him and to see how much he was basing everything on facts, and just also reminding to the crowd to be respectful with people who had different opinions and to let them talk. And something that he's always saying is like when you stop talking, that the violence appears. And now we actually remove an essential voice, especially for the youth. So how we gonna bring a balance into campuses? Because we know that on those campuses, the youth is getting radicalized. And that is without talking about the reaction online of people filming themselves celebrating someone who got shot, who actually will never see their true child growing up.
Yeah, and that's true. The reaction, the vitriol that we've seen, from TikTok and leftists literally marching, celebrating. You've seen little rallies. I don't know what we're going to see here in London, but to me, that is almost as shocking as the initial crime.
Some of it is just general bad manners and bad behavior. I mean, we don't know who it is on TikTok or Twitter. These could be teenagers just having a lark in bad taste. But there is no doubt that some of the people saying the most reprehensible things are grown-ups who are saying it from a place of malice and who truly do approve. Like I said, there's a new ideology that's so totalitarian that you deserve to die no matter what. It's the Marxist way of looking at the world that everyone is an oppressor or the oppressed, and it's black and white. So Charlie Kirk, even though he has many fine qualities and does many generous things, if he's for Trump, he's an oppressor and anything for the revolution. You can do anything to him because he's an oppressor. We see that in the ideology that supports Hamas. Oh, you can kill any Jew, you can rape any Jew. October 7th was justified because they're oppressors and we're oppressed. So there are people who don't know any better, but there are plenty of people who should know better. I saw a professor from the University of Toronto rejoicing in this. I mean, That's outrageous. I don't want people to lose their livelihoods over this, but they should be named and shamed at least so people know how odious they are. I don't know. It's the glee from too many people about this murder is tough to take.
Do you think the same way than me that the society have kind of dehumanizing a group like some people? If you think differently, if you're more conservative, you're not really a human. We don't really care of you. And whatever that happened to you, I don't really care. And it's what we saw with Charlie Kirk, that now people didn't see him as a human being, a father, as someone who just there to disagree with the dominant voice that we are seeing on campuses, or like, and bring a discussion. But for what he did, it was not a human being.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what it takes. I think you have to dehumanize somebody to be able to rejoice at their murder, and you know that is the most graphic murder you can witness, and we witness that as well. Another reaction that I woke up to this morning, to be honest, Ezra, like I joked last night saying, you know, I wonder. Check Candace Owens. I want to see if she's blamed the Jews yet. I joked saying that to Rukshan, right? I woke up in the morning and half the internet, all the same people who have been criticizing, condemning Charlie Kirk for the last 2 years for his unwavering support for Israel's right to exist, Israel's right to defend itself. Yes, and at times even being critical at the same time, because it's possible to be critical of Israel, yet still be a great friend. That's the thing. He was someone that proved it. I wake up this morning, those same people finding a way somehow to claim that for some reason Israel wiped out its, you know, one of its most important allies in the West.
Yeah.
Like from a you know, an influencer or a social media or a commentator, a conservative voice, probably the biggest, most important ally Israel has. They've somehow found a way to claim that Israel wiped him out.
Those are Charlie Kirk truthers. Truthers who say, oh, the Jews did it, Israel did it, even though, as you point out, he was an ally of Israel. That's just as gross. It's super gross to rejoice in his death. In some ways, it's even grosser to falsely attribute his death through some complex conspiracy theory to the Jews or to Israel.
Especially when he spent so much of his time and effort actually fighting their nonsense, their lies, their conspiracies.
I suppose that's their final indignity to him. Their final attack on him. Oh, I care so much about Charlie Kirk. If only the Jews didn't kill him. Like that's their final defacement and defilement of him. At least if you just say, "I hate him. I'm glad he's dead," you're evil, but you're honest. But to start, I'm going to call it trutherism. To come up with a weird hoax like that. It's just as gross, and they should be held. Did Candace actually say that?
No, Candace wasn't. I'm saying that was like Candace. Right. Candace, I feel like Candace couldn't cross that line because she's also she was a friend. Not yet.
She's kind of tiptoeing around.
I haven't seen. I saw the first things where she was saying what she's saying.
No, I'm saying she's being very careful.
But her good friends, like the person that took over her show, that Ian Carroll, he's straight up saying it was the Mossad, and the whole internet knows it was the Mossad, and the Jews took out the one person that suddenly became critical of Israel, and which is just that in itself was not true. He throughout has pointed at things that he thinks Israel's doing wrong, and things that I think he's right in a lot of, like I don't necessarily agree 100% with all his criticism, but he has been right on some of his criticisms on Israel, and that's fine. Like there are people in Israel that are critical of Israel, that's not the problem. But to then take that and what people are reminding Ian Carroll, who is Candace Owens, he took over Candace Owens' show while she was on maternity leave. Only 3 days ago, he literally hate tweeted at Candace Owens, at Charlie Kirk, about his defense, about his ongoing defense of Israel, which means he doesn't even believe that 3 days ago he didn't believe that Charlie Kirk was being critical of Israel, because 3 days ago he attacked him for his support of Israel. So his own conspiracy theory doesn't make sense if and a lot of people are pointing it out, but his conspiracy is popular because online, just hating on Israel even when it makes zero sense has become the new, it's the woke right, it's the woke thing to do.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to dignify that wacko theory by spending any more time on it. In fact, it's an indignity to Charlie Kirk what that Ian Carroll, and he's so gross. But you know, we're in London for this free speech conference. Tomorrow there's going to be this vigil. It'll be interesting because Charlie Kirk cared about America, and his phrase "America First" really, he lived that. But he had interests in the world. He traveled around the world. He came to the United Kingdom. He was worried about the country. He was worried about it losing its freedom of speech. He was worried about the Islamification, about the public square. And he took an interest in Tommy Robinson. And he really left a footprint here in the UK, and I think he cared. And so it'll be interesting to see who shows up in London for the vigil. And I have to say, it was touching to see how many world leaders referred to him. And now it's because of the shocking way he was murdered in part, but to have that many leaders around the world, Bolsonaro I mentioned earlier.
Bibi straight away. That was part of the conspiracy.
Maloney, even Canada's Mark Carney surprised me. Keir Starmer, even him, even though he immediately said we believe in free speech, which everyone knows is false.
Of that,
But it was actually quite something how I'd say a dozen world leaders paid their respects to him online, which shows how much of an impact he made in his life. It's just so heartbreaking that his life was ended at 31. The amount he accomplished by that relatively young age is incredible. He really was the hardest working guy in politics, and he was doing it for all the right reasons. It is such a shame. As Yeats said, the best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. The people who hate Charlie Kirk are braying and laughing and loving it. And Charlie Kirk was the best, and he had passionate intensity. And he's gone, and it'll be very hard to replace him. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit sad. I'm not being mawkish. I just he really was a good man in addition to being a great man.
I'm just going to, guys, we're going to continue this stream. I just got to find the actual thing on Restream. I've lost that page. But just so you know, we're going to be streaming here in London across all platforms in place of the regular Rebel show tomorrow, the vigil for Charlie. Guys, if you want to support our raw journalism, and tomorrow that's going to be very much that. Today as well, we're going to stream our bus ride to dinner all the way, and we're going to talk to you. We've got a speaker speaking soon as well. So but we're about to shut down the Rebel News YouTube live stream, so if you want to continue watching it, jump over to my page, Avi Yamini, or stay on the Rebel News page, and there's the daily live stream that they're going to be doing from in studio in Canada. But we're gonna close that. And if you want to support our work here, it's ukrebels.com. The flights, the accommodation, the food, the expenses of just getting around, the taxis, the even just the mics that we had to get to help us with the streaming, it costs a lot of money. So need your help, ukrebels.com. Really appreciate people who are chipping in to, especially me and Rukshan. We've got this long journey coming over the next couple of weeks with a lot of streaming, so be a part of it. And please, if you can, if you're willing and able, you've got the ability to chip in to help us, can you just get me on, what is it? Just get on, close. We just got to close that Rebel one because I jumped over to the analytics instead. We'll get Rukshan to do the technical, because that's why we have somebody of Rukshan's caliber and nationality.
Look, a lot of my cousins are here in the UK.
A lot of his cousins. In fact, today when we went to get the mics, because we had the technical issues yesterday with mics, and people are telling us the sound is really crisp today, so I'm happy, and we got 4 mics. That's exciting. But the person that served us today just happened to be a distant relative of Rukshan. It just seems to flow in their blood.
I run this town.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Rebel News, turn that one off.
Just the Rebel News YouTube, yeah? Just turn that one off.
Yeah.
Guys, come over to the other channels if you want to. Yeah, you got that?
I'll just confirm, yeah.
Cool, good
Double
job.
check that.
All right, yeah, that's good. I wonder if I can turn on the ALA. Should I turn on the ALA one then?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, all right. There we go, we'll get that one going. Cool. That's done. And we've got it on the other channels. That's all good. We've got, you can check that it's not live, but I'm pretty sure it's not. What else? So, I guess that's been dominating the news at the moment. We're about to have a speaker here from London, and then I'll go around the bus. I'll let people, have a say as to
Some people
why.
are shy and they might not want to speak, but other people have a lot to say, and you might get a bit of a monologue.
Perfect. We're going to have the speaker in once we're on the main.
Sure. I mean, I just thought I would wait till the bus isn't herky-jerky. We're in the heart of London, but we don't need to wait for that if you think it's a good idea.
Oh, no, I'm easy. London, how have you found it? You've been coming now a few years. Like, in fact, the first time I met you was at a Tommy rally, 2019, maybe 2018. It's been a few years. Describe, have you seen a change in London over that period alone?
Well, I know there has been, but it's not particularly something I've observed. It's something I've seen the statistics of.
Yeah.
When I come to London, it's pretty brief. I go to a Tommy court case or a Tommy rally, so I'm not generally wandering around. Tommy is from Luton, which is a little further north, outside of London, and there really is 2 different Britons. There's London, which is like a country in itself. It has a different demographics. And then there's sort of the rest of it. Now there's other big cities too, Birmingham and Manchester. The countryside, the Cotswolds, for example, it's still more or less like it has been for centuries, but the demographic change in the big cities has been very rapid, and it's brought with it, in some cases, terrorism. There's 43,000 jihadists that the security services here try and keep an eye on. Spoiler alert, you cannot keep an eye on 43,000 people. And what does that even mean anyways? Sometimes people on this jihadi watch list commit a terrorist act. I'm trying to remember if the Westminster Bridge terror attack was committed by someone on the list. I think it was. So unless you're literally following someone 24 hours a day, how can you... There are so many people in the UK who shouldn't be here, who don't have the right to be here, who have expressed their hatred for the UK, their support for terrorist groups. That's the most extreme problem with mass immigration, terrorism. But as we've learned, the rape gangs, it's less explosive, but it's more insidious. And one of the speakers at Tommy's rally on Saturday is Sammy Woodhouse, who's a whistleblower who blew the lid off these generally Pakistani Muslim rape gangs who generally target working class white women. And that's part of the problem, is that the victims of the rape gang are working class. They're not upper class, they're not fancy. And so in many ways the political establishment thought they were, disposable. Anyways, these are some of the issues I follow and I learn about when I come to the UK. And I think the problem is worse than ever, but people are waking up more than they ever have. So the problem, every day it gets worse. Every day another 1,000 people come across the channel in dinghies claiming to be refugees, and they're not. But more and more Brits are waking up. I predict that there will be at least 100,000 people at Tommy's rally this Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be massive. What about, you've been to a few Tommy rallies so far?
Yeah.
What are you expecting on this one?
I think this one would be the biggest one.
Why?
Because this time, but for multiple reasons, the fact that Tommy was jailed in between those that I covered last year. Also the fact that what happened with Charlie Kirk. I think it's also what happened recently with the migrant hotel, with the fact that they didn't stop the boat when lots of people in England have asked to do something regarding the fake refugees who are flooding the country. I think it's now, and I think a lot of people will show up, and it's why it's important that people showed up, but with peace, with like joy, and no aggressivity, because we know it's like the convoy in Ottawa. This protest will be under scrutiny in a heavy way from the population. If it was like the Palestinian protest, nobody cared, they can do whatever they want. But because it's a conservative kind of movement where people are protesting mainly for free speech, for re-immigration, or other like topics like that, it seems like because you're standing for those kind of issues, people are looking at you in a harsher way than if you're just protesting for like climate or Palestine or all those
left-wing issues.
Yeah, left-wing issues. So I think we will see a massive turnout. I don't know if there is any counter-protest announced.
There's a counter-protest announced, but I from experience, I remember from the protests that I covered, a few years ago. Yeah, they're always quite small counter-protests, because I think the left here is concerned. They're worried when it comes to a Tommy protest that they will be vastly outnumbered by real men, and they're generally bullies, Antifa, and they don't like coming up against real opposition. So when they outnumber their group, they're happy and they're proud and they're strong and they're brave. But when you see, working class men by the tens of thousands, suddenly they stay home.
I have a slightly different prediction. I think there's going to be about 1,000 counter-protesters who are sort of professional protesters, Antifa, Stand Up to Racism, the Socialist Workers' Party. Like, these are professional protesters who come out all the time. They pick up whatever placard of the day it is. So I think there's going to be 1,000 of them. But I think there's going to be 1,000 police between them and Tommy's people. Tommy actually works quite closely with the police to plan these rallies and to plan how to get in, how to get out, and where the counter-protest is. It's not random. And so the police, it is extremely important to them, if they're being proper police, to keep the two sides separate. And for example, I've seen Tommy's people have their protest at Parliament while the other side has their protest outside 10 Downing Street. They're close enough you could sort of hear each other, but you're not going to connect. So the police, if they do their job, will let both sides holler, but not connect. Will someone try and sneak over from one to the other? Maybe, but I think the police are pretty good at spotting. And listen, the shooting in Utah yesterday will likely put the police on a higher alert. I certainly hope so. And you know, we were talking earlier about security, and now you and I are public people, but we're not at the level of a Charlie Kirk. I mean, I like to think what we do makes a difference, but we're not. Like, Charlie was 1 in a million. Tommy's 1 in a million.
Yep.
And I won't lie, I'm a little afraid for him. Now, they don't have the same firearms culture in the UK, but listen, I think this was a professional assassination of Charlie Kirk. I'm 1% worried that something could happen to Tommy. I don't think it's going to, and I don't want to be negative, and I don't want to be dramatic. But we know for a fact that about a month ago he was just walking in a train station called St. Pancras, and some random guy recognized him and decided he wanted to fight him. And he kept pursuing Tommy, and Tommy kept backing up and hollering at him to get away, and in the end the man came close, and it was a question of who punches who first. because Tommy was at the top of an escalator and he didn't want to be thrown down it, so he popped the guy first. Down he went. Tommy was lucky that it was a dopey, drunk guy who didn't know how to fight. But what happens if, like, so he's constantly targeted by low-level opportunistic attacks, and like I say, those 12 Osmond warnings. I don't know how you protect against an assassination like Charlie Kirk faced.
Yeah.
I don't want to be morbid, but it is a fact that Tommy's been attacked, and they throw him in prison, and then the authorities, they would like it if Tommy died in prison. I don't want to be macabre again, but they would like that. They would be.
It would solve a lot of problems for them.
Yeah, it's like that old,
from their perspective.
like that old, historical saying in the UK: "Who will rid me of this turbulent priest? Who will rid me of this Tommy Robinson and his rallies?" So, I'm a little bit worried about his safety, but I learned today he's taken some steps. I'm not going to say what the steps are, and it made me feel good to know he's thinking about that too. And I bet he's talked to the police about that. And I don't know what they've said, but it wouldn't surprise me if they talked about strengthening security. I'm being optimistic.
Well, it's exactly what they want to achieve. That we are scared, that we are shutting down, that we censor ourselves, and that we don't show up. Instead, we need to double down.
But I think fear is healthy. I think it's a natural
Yeah.
response, and it makes you be cautious. That's why you take more precautions. You can't protect yourself from every scenario, but the fear is real. Like, I feel it today more. I'm now, we've taken a lot of steps. I did a whole. After October 7, a big campaign because we were getting so many death threats, and we put $50,000-$60,000 into security at the time. So we've done that, and it's been real. And I think this only vindicates the reality of those kind of threats from people that really just hate what we do. Like Ezra says, on a much lower level for sure than somebody like Charlie Kirk, but there are many opportunistic people out there that if they got the chance they would, and we do what we can. But you're right, while the fear is real, we need to ensure that it doesn't stop us from doing what we're doing, because then they win, and then they realize if we just take out a couple of the top people, the rest will crumble. I think it's going to have the opposing effect. Like, what do you see in America? I'm quite nervous for America at the moment. I feel like this could be a tipping point to something much darker.
You know what? It's too early for me to get a reading on things. I've been a little distracted with our conference. I probably only read 100 tweets, not 1,000. And again, the online world is different from the real world. There's a lot of people online who are venting their rage and talking tough. The president, I think, has struck the right tone. And I see that those around him are talking about squashing political violence. When you have a media that calls Trump and others like him Nazis, when you compare him to Hitler, well, Hitler was the most evil person you could think of. And, there's that thought experiment. If you could go back in time, would you kill baby Hitler? It's sort of a philosophical hypothetical. Well, if you told someone Trump is actually Hitler, if you said that and 100 million Americans heard that, what if only 1 in a million people believed it? Okay, that's 100 Americans who think the most deadly murder in the world is running their country. Would 1 out of 100 of them take steps? Like, if you drumbeat, he's a murderer, he's a Nazi, he's Hitler, if you say that to enough people, maybe one of them is going to say, I must save the world. And I don't know, I think that the media has a lot of blame here for demonizing Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is not...
He's a moderate. They killed the moderate. And that's what, to me, that's a compounding sadness to a level that is that this is the guy, like, they've killed the biggest moderate voice, and we've seen so many on the right, even that he was kind of friendly, that have gone to the fringe that are nuts. Yeah. And now suddenly they're going to somehow be the the amplified voice, because there is no Charlie Kirk now. And if you're on the left, look what you created.
Yeah.
And just breaking news now, FBI has released images of a person of interest in the Charlie Kirk. He looks like he dressed up, trying to fit in. I don't know if can you see a picture if I bring it up?
Now let me come closer. Bring it closer.
Are you seeing that, or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because FBI right away when that happened,
You saw
they
the
went
people there.
everywhere to all the building asking for every camera footage to try to.
Oh,
get
well,
it.
you'd imagine it's surprising to me that the person got away, but that is the hallmark of the professional, somebody that knew exactly what they were doing. It was professional here. I hope to God that they catch this person fast and we get the answers we need to really put out that ridiculous, shocking things that we don't have to cover again, but that it really gives us answers of who was behind this. Their motives, I guess we can suspect, but we want it clear. We want to know who, what, when, why, as fast as possible. I think the world needs that right now.
Well, I hope, and the United States, the full might of the federal government, between the spy agencies, the national security, the FBI, the CIA, the full might of the United States of America can crack any app. Like we like to think that certain apps are hack-proof, like encrypted, like Signal or WhatsApp. The NSA that can crack them. We know that. Mm-hmm. If Donald Trump and Kash Patel of the FBI really want to find this guy and find who paid for it and who organized it, I think they can.
And I think they're going to. And I think we're lucky that it's this administration.
If it was Biden, it would be.
They wouldn't. They would sweep it under the rug. They would go, yes, we're working on it, and it would be an unsolved murder, I would predict.
By the way, we still don't know the truth behind the Pennsylvania shooting of the president in Butler, Pennsylvania.
That's true, and that's concerning.
I'm going to go.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep your mic on you for a minute.
Okay.
So just remember you're on a hot mic.
Okay.
And I'll pull it off once because you're going to introduce. I'll grab this one off you and we'll put that on the speaker now. So guys, we're going to go to the front of the bus, hear from the speaker, and then we'll run around the bus and talk to people, and maybe we'll let Rukshan maybe talk.
All right. So I'm going to walk down.
Walk down there. You're mic'd up. Just remember.
What's up, guys? What's up? I'll talk soon. It's going to be a long live stream. I'm just chilling out. Had a long day setting all this up, so relaxing.
Is the audio still good? Are people loving the audio?
Audio is good. I think some people saying it was cutting out or something, but I think it's their buffering on their system. So
on their system, or
I think it's on their end. So.
All right, let's go to the speaker.
Can you jump in front of me?
Yeah.
Just let them know the camera's coming if anyone.
Just give a good day.
How you doing? Should we?
G'day.
Is it too windy still?
We've got some Aussies with us.
Or
what brought you here?
You want to wait a little bit longer before we?
So I think Tommy Robinson is just going to be an outstanding pivotal.
Yeah, we're still
part
in the
of
city.
Not just UK, but he's going to unite the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Things are improving. So,
oh, that's yours. Sorry.
But yeah, look, I think Tommy really epitomizes the English line. He has that fighting ferociousness. But what I would say is that the people need to demand better. The people need to rise up and have their voices heard, because in Ephesians it says do not wrestle with flesh and blood, but we wrestle with angels and demons. And so what I think we need to do is
let me just get my mic off of me and I'll come back.
The spirit of the United Kingdom, Australia, the entire West.
We'll come back around because I think we're running two audios that might be confusing people. We'll come back around and hear from everyone. But thanks. Is he ready?
He'd like to wait 15 minutes.
He wants to wait 15 minutes. All right, so I'm going to take your mic off because otherwise we're going to get double. Hold on one second.
I see you got Carl Benjamin speaking. You should question him about his total ignorance of Israel.
I'll turn up these mics. I'll leave this one on and we can talk about. All right, that's better. Yeah. All right. You were saying we had you.
Oh, is that live? Or?
This is live. Yeah. Are you nervous now that you're live?
No, I'm not nervous. Nah. But look. So my great grandfather, John Smith. So his nickname was Jack. I'm named after him. So at the age of 15, he volunteered to go to the front lines for England. for the United Kingdom. My grandfather, Stanley Mitchell, on my mum's side, at the age of 24 was bombing Nazis, and he was based in Malta. So if you know anything about Malta, it's one of the most bombed places in Europe, and he withstood the siege of Malta, right? And so as a reward for him doing that, he was actually gifted the George Cross of Malta for his efforts.
Wow.
But I don't want their legacies to end with me. If I just sit back and do nothing and be apathetic, their sacrifice and what they did for, the Commonwealth and UK, that will stop with me. So that's the last thing I want to do. And this is a way that I can fight in a way that, a way that I'm capable of doing that. So
You haven't been here before, have you?
no, so it's my first time to England.
What a way to do it, eh?
Absolutely, so I'm going to be here, see family, but to do it to, have the spirits of my forefathers here with me.
Have you been enjoying the Rebel tour so far?
Yeah, it's been epic. I mean,
You're looking forward to meeting Tommy Robinson?
well, I am. I think, Tommy's the best. I've been following him since I was 17, so when he was doing the EDL, I know me and my mates would go around at school and we would chant EDL, EDL, and it would just piss the teachers off, because when I was at high school, like, all this woke bullcrap was coming out, it was just incredibly hostile.
He's a midget though.
Yeah.
He's shorter than me.
Oh, really? Well, we'll see. We'll have to put you up back to back with him.
There's scientific questions about who's measured it. What about you? What brought you here?
Probably not as noble as Jack's reasons, but I just wanted to come and meet some of my favourite YouTubers.
But you have that posh accent, so it's pretty noble.
Yeah, I'm from England.
Yeah. So you're from where?
London, yeah.
London, yeah. So you joined the tour. Why did you join this tour? Just
to meet Tommy, of course. Be an honour to meet him, say hello. Likewise for you. Carl Benjamin is coming, which I didn't know he was coming, but just come meet a bunch of people, hang out with a bunch of like-minded people, and just have a good time.
How have you felt? Obviously, the last 24 hours has been pretty.
It's terrible.
I'm about to swear on stream. I don't usually do that. No, but yeah, my mind's not working. But the last 24 hours, how are you feeling with the news that's come out of America?
Yeah, I mean, it was quite gut-wrenching when because I was on X, I saw JD Vance, he said my prayers are with Kirk, and I was like, what? And then I grokked it, and Grok didn't have a clue what was going on. And then about an hour later I looked, and young Bob had said he was dead, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then I saw the video, and there's no surviving that. You know when you saw that video. Even if he's at a hospital, you get shot like that, you're not going to survive, so... But then I saw Tim Pool said that his sources said he was stable, and I thought, okay, great. But, you find out that
people were really hoping. I was sitting there, I'm not a big guy on prayers, but I felt like I was praying internally, going, I really want him just to come out of this. But it seemed impossible when you watched the footage that anyone could survive that.
Of course not.
What were you going to say?
Oh, well, I was going to say, but I just don't think we should allow fear to dictate the future of this movement. It's exactly what they want. We already live in fear. We live in a soft tyranny, where the elites control us. They want to oppress us, and we saw that through COVID. I guess that was a big sort of wake up call for me. But I don't know. This might be contentious, but I don't think thoughts and prayers can get us out of this. I know, like, whenever we have a tragedy, people say thoughts and prayers. Then we need to fight. We need to sort of get that warrior spirit out. And I hope this wakes up the moderates.
To be fair, the prayers were when people were saying he was in a. What were they saying? He was in a stable but critical condition, I think is what they were saying. So people were praying then. Of course, now at this point, praying ain't going to help. You can pray for the family, I guess, if you're religious. But aside from that, I tend to agree with you. I think it's fight or flight now. People are either going to retreat or they're going to stand up and go, this is my red line. What do you think people are going to do?
Well, I think what people might do is make, the moderates and the silent majority, maybe they'll actually see what we've been seeing. I saw things like this happening 10 years ago. That said, I went to state school when all this woke stuff was coming up, and I just knew instantly that this was going to be bad for our future. And I never thought that I would be in a point, in my life where I don't know what next year will bring. I don't know if we have a future. So that is concerning. I don't know what it will be, but I just hope there's something good that comes out of it. I hope that does, because Charlie, what he did do, Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, I think what they really did best was they helped allow people to communicate conservative ideas in a way that traditionally had not been done very well. I think what let conservatives down prior to this is that they didn't have the sophistication to get their point across, and they didn't have the eloquence to sort of deliver, what we sort of felt and what we were seeing in society. So I think he will go down in history as just being one of those memential figures. I hope that happens. So yeah.
Well said. He's actually articulated everything very well. What do you reckon, Rukshan?
Yeah.
Mate, I reckon I should do the opposition podcast with him. Get rid of you. You're an absolute flop compared to this guy.
He's good.
Tell us.
Hello.
I'm just shoving a camera in your face. Why are you here?
Well, here to support Tommy, sang in a few rallies now.
You've sung at the rallies before, I remember.
I have. I started back in 2019 with the panel drama documentary.
I was there.
Yeah, I think that's where we met. And then did a bit of rebel journalism, of course, as well, throughout COVID madness, and then sang for him last summer as well. So he invited me back, and I'm proud to be here to stand for the victims of grooming gangs, to stand with the UK people, to stand with the West, as he so eloquently put. So, yeah.
And what are you singing?
So he's requested a few songs. I don't know if I'm supposed to reveal that or not.
It's just a live stream.
Yeah,
There's
fair
only
enough.
a few
so
thousand.
we might be pulling out How They Rule You again. There's actually, he's kind of deciding between a couple. There's a free speech song by blanking on her name right now, but yeah, just a few covers that just sort of encompass the spirit of being courageous and speaking, which of course now after what happened with Charlie is more important than ever. And kind of as Ezra was saying, it's a little concerning, as you were saying, it's that reality of standing on a stage knowing this is a controversial public event. There's that sense of, what are we walking into, right? I mean, I'm not a famous person, but I'm standing amidst people who are very well known, very much either loved or hated, but I'm not letting that keep me back. I'm going across the pond, and I'm going to stand with him, because we can't just let this silence him. Charlie wouldn't want that. And this has been so eye-opening. When I heard about Charlie, I came here through DC. I'm Canadian, but I came through DC. Air Canada strike, went and visited a friend in Maryland. She took me to Gettysburg. Ironically, I just left the Gettysburg Museum weeping at the beauty of the sacrifice that I had witnessed for the states, for what freedom cost. And then immediately as we left, her husband texted and told us about Charlie, and it was just this ironic moment of this reminder of what this kind of stuff actually means. You see people on the battleground and you think it's an ancient history, but it's not. These are just regular men. This is human nature. This is the cycle that we go through if we don't learn from history. This is the cycle we go through if we don't cherish the freedom that got us here. And the West is losing freedom because we just don't get it. We just do not understand. So yeah, it's an honor to be here. It's a sad, heavy day, but at least I can sing my heart out, I guess. What else can I do
Well,
for
we're
someone
looking forward
like
to
Charlie?
it. We'll be there on the day. We have a live stream that day as well running, one that's going to be a little bit different than Tommy's live stream. Our live stream is going to be more among the crowd, getting behind the backstage, things like that. Guys, Rebel, what is it? UKRebels.com.
UKRebels.com.
If you want to support our raw, unedited journalism with this equipment that we just love using.
I think it's the best type of journalism, guys. Like,
that's your signature journalism. And by the way, guys, we'll read your super chats. I'll read a couple of super chats that
it's
on
good.
my channel. Then I'll
morning in
pull up
Australia
your
as well. There's people waking up in Australia saying good morning.
Enjoying the live streams.
Let's just check what the time is in Melbourne. Oh no.
It's very early. It's like 3:30 a.m.
If you're awake in Melbourne at this time, hopefully you're going to work or something.
Mate, what are you doing?
What are you doing awake at 4 a.m. in Melbourne? But guys,
guys, let us know in the comments where you're watching from, because I don't imagine many Aussies in this one. Let me just see if there's what super chats we do have. Oh yeah, we've got a couple of super chats here. So we got Ernstine Grace, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, a great man, absolutely. Another one from Ernstine says, Avi Rukshan, please be safe over there. Appreciate your concern. Abby, what is Abby doing up at 3:38? Abby, what is wrong with you, mate? I've never felt this shaken and emotional about the passing of a person I've never met. Charlie was and will be and will continue to be the messenger of truth, courage, faith and love. Please give Ezra a big hug for me. All right, let's go give Ezra that hug.
Let's go.
And then I'll check your channel for super chat. Ezra, I'm sorry, but I just have to give you a big hug from one of the super chats we got. This is for Abby King, all right?
Thanks, Abby.
There you go, Abby. Best money you've ever spent. I'll mic him up. Is he going to talk now? Or?
He says at 6:30, so 3 minutes from now.
He's got 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Are you going to let him go past the 3 minute mark, or we're going to hold him to it?
Check on him.
I'm just here causing trouble on the... How you doing? Are you enjoying the trip?
I am indeed, yeah. What I want to know is Tommy Mossad or MI5? Because all these idiots out there are saying that he's...
What people sitting behind you?
No. Not on this. So out in the wider world.
He's definitely... Look,
No.
I sign his paychecks for Mossad,
exactly.
And he's getting underpaid for the kind of risk that he puts in.
No, but they're now saying, the idiots are saying that because he's either Mossad or he's MI5, that he's the reason he's doing the rally on Saturday is because he's doing it to set up a false flag event so that they can then bring in
These people are saying
it's mainstream people. It's Neil Oliver saying it now. People like that.
He lost the plot. That guy after COVID, day by day, got crazier and crazier.
This is what they're saying. I mean, this is what we're at now.
Yeah, and anything that happens somehow.
And of course, they're blaming the Jews as well for Charlie Kirk.
I think that conspiracy is the most bizarre to me. I woke up. I was joking about that yesterday. We were talking about it with Ezra before, and we were joking about it last night. Like, who's going to blame the Jews? And sure enough, you wake up this morning, and somehow, the Jews killed the one person defending him.
Calvin Robinson's on it now. He's also come out with that.
Oh, with that conspiracy case, another cooker. Another cook. We call them cookers.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these people, some of them maybe they are cooked in the head where they actually convince themselves of it, but I think a lot of them also are just saying it because it gets you a lot of likes.
We need a symbol that we can immediately, instead of arguing, because I wanted to say insanity reigns on a whole load of tweets I saw about the rally, about Tommy and about Charlie Kirk. But what we need is one little symbol that we devise that we put it on there that says cookers. You're nuts. That's all we need.
I like to use cookers. A cooker. Elon Musk. Can we get a cooker emoji?
A cooker emoji. That's it. That's what we want. It'd be so quick for us to do, and we just diss them all by saying that. Because I don't want to waste my time arguing.
I know, and it feels like you're arguing with a psych ward. Like, what's the point? You guys are nuts because no matter what happens, you're gonna blame it on exactly who you want it to.
You're just dealing with straight irrationality.
Ezra, all right, we're going to mic up the speaker. Thank you for your contributions. We're going to get to you, don't you worry. Especially you, mate. Let me check the mic on you. I'm just going to give it 2 seconds.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to traffic in London, eh? Holy smokes. But we've called ahead to the restaurant to let them know we'll probably be there around 7:30 or so rather than 7. Thank you for your patience, and hopefully you're getting to know your neighbor. A buddy of mine, David Atherton, who I talk to from time to time on Rebel News, I invited him to come up for dinner, but then I played a trick on him. I said, you're going to have to sing for your supper. You're going to have to entertain us on the bus ride up there.
Yes.
And so we negotiated a little bit, and he agreed
Right.
to
What was
talk
it?
to us for
It's
15
Bob.
minutes with his thoughts
Hang on.
on. He's a journalist. He's a skeptic.
Oh, bucker.
He's a guy with a great sense of humor, and he, I think, respects Tommy Robinson and the movement that Tommy has built. And I enjoy talking with him on my show for Rebel News. So I thought, no, he's busy scrounging on the ground looking for a microphone. Right.
This could be embarrassing. My thing's just down there.
It's on the microphone. He's dropped something else.
Oh, you dropped something else? Well,
What is it? I'll find it.
Is it your cell phone you're looking for?
It's down there. It's just
It's
below
in that
there.
corner.
Anyways, so David Atherton is a friend of mine, and he's a friend of Rebel News. And I said, sing for your supper, my friend. Tell us some political thoughts
I've got it.
to pass the time on the bus. So we're just looking for, I think, his phone. Is that what we're
I've got
looking
it.
for?
Oh, you've got it.
No, I'll get it. I'll get it. If you just stand out 1 second, and I'll just. You see? There we go.
As easy as that, wasn't it?
Don't lose it again, otherwise we're going to have to ask you to leave.
Dickhead Dave.
All right, so David, are you mic'd up yet?
Yeah, he's mic'd up.
Okay, I'm going to hand this to you. If you want to stand where I'm standing and hold on to this railing here.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I was looking for you. There we go.
Yeah.
I just sent myself a voice note.
Or
There we
there's a
go.
railing you can hold.
Yeah, I
there.
was thinking there, actually. Right.
But you need, so one hand for the railing, one hand for your phone, and your third hand for the microphone.
Just going.
Right, sorry about this.
In here.
Yeah, you go.
Oh, do you like?
I'm just trying to think. That doesn't go that far.
Go there. Should I hold it?
We can chat while
No worries.
Oh yeah.
Okay. No, you're okay where you are.
Or not.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
yeah,
See
yeah,
what's
yeah.
see what's about.
Do you want me to like scoot over?
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm like.
Guys, smash the super chats. Paul Rookshaw got those super chats. So you guys can do it in the super
What?
chat.
Why don't? Yeah.
I'll read all the super chats.
You can sort of kneel on the seat. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was going to do gymnastics when I was younger.
No, I'll hold the phone if you like.
Thank you.
I can
Yeah,
hold the microphone if you
I'm
like.
pressing. Well,
We're here to help.
I felt like Eric Walker at the moment. You know, I'm pressing all the right buttons, but not necessarily in the right order. For those of you old enough to remember the sketch. If you could have that for a second, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And what a great evening that had of us at Tommy Robinson's rally. And I think Saturday is going to be a particularly important time for everybody in this country, even possibly in the world. And I was trying to think of what historical significance this Saturday might have. And here are a few ideas. Back in 1381, Wat Tyler revolted against the king because of increased taxes to pay for debt of the 100 Years' War. And I suppose I should imagine what 700 years later, that probably still holds some water today. And also as well, moving on to, you look at the Chartist movements of the 1830s, 1840s, and also the Jarrah March 1936. It is full of British people who feel full of injustice, who want to get things changed for the better. And believe you me, under the Keir Starmer government, we did change for the better on X, and also I was recently on GVU. Pakistani heritage rape gang. Yeah, and could you ever think of a time when you could talk about the mass deportation, the remigration of millions of people who maybe should not be in Europe? Again, it's astonishing. I'm surprised that's one of the in Europe. Again, it's astonishing. You bang them up like Lucy Connolly and Wayne O'Rourke. So yeah, no problems. One of the other things that I also particularly want to talk about is the class aspect of what goes on. I know all about class. For those of you who can't, when I was younger, and I did my A levels at school. I went to my first job was as a bank officer, bank clerk for Barclays Bank. This was 1979, it was a week before my 19th birthday. And I was on a 6-month probation period. After 3 months, the manager called me into his office. I used to work at Atherton. If you don't know about Ascot, where the race course is, and it became an extremely expensive area to live in. And the manager called me and said, "Dave, we noticed you got a bit of a Cockney accent. Would you like some elocution lessons?" So and I said, "No, I don't." He said, "Well, in that case, please don't call any of my customers mate." How patronising can you get? But on a serious note, you can guarantee that if the victims of grooming gangs were white, middle-class girls, it would have been sorted out within weeks. Because they are white, working class, bleep, they were abandoned by everybody. And so many people have worked hard to bring it to people's attention. Obviously, Tommy is one of the main people who's done that. I think hopefully I've done a bit myself. And in fact, I've got about 10 survivors who I speak to on a regular basis. I'll tell you this: after one of them was 1997. She was first abused. That's 28 years ago. They still have the scars. And when you talk to these people, you do kind of keep a certain level of journalistic distance away from them. You know, I suppose it's a form of you're sociopathic to a certain extent. You have to divorce yourself from the emotion of what people are telling you. And but unfortunately, well, I was chatting to. I've got to be very careful I don't identify them anyway. But the lady concerned is a personal friend of mine who I've known for a number of years. And she said, she said to me, "David, I see you do a lot of work on grooming gangs." Excuse me. And I do, yeah. And it said, "Can I tell you my story?" She was basically gang raped when she was 16 years of age. For 1 year afterwards, whenever she had a bath, she would use Dettol to cleanse herself.
What's that?
It's toxic, well, not toxic, but it's a strong antiseptic. Yeah. You can clean floors with it, you can clean bathrooms with it. Yeah, it's strongly antibacterial. And so for a year afterwards, she cleansed herself in this strong antibacteria. Bear with me a second. The thing bloody turned off. Oh, wrong one. Sorry about this, guys. Here's me notes. Right, okay. Yeah. So I think one of the when it comes to grooming gangs, I've also got to praise Charlie Peters of GB News, because we in the alternative media are beginning to now become, if you like, mainstream even. You know, if you look at all the coverage of the protest hotels up and down the country, the people they've got in to interview and the footage that they've taken has come from alternative media people. Unfortunately, Emma Dunwell, who was sitting here, Jack Haddow. There's I put my Tusi. There have been loads and loads of people up and down the country whose footage is now hardly sought out after by mainstream media. So we're slowly creeping up there, and I'm sure we're on our way to winning completely. Whereby most people will just have a studio, and where you just record stuff, and everything else goes out on streaming. But moving on from that, I'll go back to Charlie Peters in terms of the point I was going to make. To be fair, at the moment, it was Charlie Peters who was able to motivate people to social services, and most importantly, the government to do something about it. But I would strongly suggest to you the reason that Charlie Peters does it is because it's popular with the viewers. And I think the popularity of the viewers comes from us, the people who are commenting, writing on social media, and delivering, showing outrage after outrage after outrage. So yeah, I really hope that tomorrow, the Saturday, I should say, is going to be as good as you're going to get. I'm really excited about it, and if anybody's on their own, I'm meeting up at 12:30 just outside St Stephen's Taverns by Westminster Tube Station. Then I'll hopefully organise a drinks party at a local pub, a local bar around there. So you're all welcome to join me. Just DM me, or you've got my number. WhatsApp me on that one. But my aim is that to have hopefully 1 million people there. I was doing an X-Space the other day, and they had about 20 people who could show, who could show hands, and said who's going to Tommy rally. And over half the people there said they were going. I've had 40 people contact me, mostly women who are coming on their own, and so I can introduce them, and so they're all going to be in a group. And I think historically it will be remembered, like some of the marches that I just mentioned. What Tyler Revolt, Suffragettes, the Chartist Movement, the Jarrah Crusade, Stop the War Coalition from 2003, and maybe the poll tax riots. Believe you me, Saturday we're making history. And thank you all very much for your time, and I hope I haven't bored you too much. Thank you.
All right, that was good.
Can I have a wee now?
Let me grab his mic.
Yeah. Was that all right?
Oh, that's horrible, mate. That was it's good. Good speech, mate. You did a good job, though. You didn't get much credit for the way you held that phone. I know it got heavy.
I'm a good supporter.
It got a bit heavy at one point.
It did, and I was doing
I
this.
saw the biceps coming out.
No, don't feel them.
Rukshan, that's bigger than yours. How are we all feeling? Wait, we got to talk to this gentleman first. Where'd you get that beard?
It sort of grew there.
What?
I don't know.
What brings you here?
Nothing to do with me. Two things. One, truth. I cannot bear to watch any screen where the person on the screen is lying into my face, and that is what happens on the mainstream media much too much, and unfortunately a lot of people believe those lies. The second reason is specifically about Tommy. Until fairly recently, I used to, sadly, and I'm ashamed to say this, used to believe those lies that they spiel about him all the time, about being a racist.
When you say recently, how recently?
About 2-3 years, something like that.
Really? So that's very recently.
Yeah.
That's COVID era.
Yeah.
And what changed it for you? Why do you not?
The more I find out about him, the more I realise that actually what he's saying is true across the board consistently, and has been the same message, the same facts for 10, 15 years.
Was there an incident or something he said, or was there a pivotal moment that shifted it for you, or was it just over time
I think
you
gradually
realised?
it's like pieces of information. It's because the problem is the shaming about being a racist, which we all face all the time, which I think is increasingly old-fashioned, is actually far more of a threat on people, far more of a suppressive thing, and I think many people are too frightened to sort of risk that label and risk being denigrated and humiliated and abused by rabid leftists who think that they're good people and actually behave vilely, filthy behaviour, and people just are frightened about facing that. And also people don't actually agree with real actual racism. So it's a sort of double whammy really, and the truth of the matter is racism is largely yesterday's game. Society has already moved on before the incredible mania for falsely accusing people of racism, which has been going on now, more and more intensely. Really, society had already moved on from that. The vast majority of people just couldn't care less about race. but not according to the crazed leftists who could persist with their vicious lies.
Well said. I actually like that. I have no follow-up questions. Thank you, sir. Enjoy your bus ride. Not hiding. I can see you hiding. Let's go to the back. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just going backwards 1 second.
You go backwards?
Sorry, guys.
What about you? You going to tell us why you're here?
I'm here because if we haven't got free speech, we don't have freedom. And Tommy he's the most courageous man in the country.
Well, before I got here, but...
He's the most courageous resident in the UK, apart from you. You don't live in the UK, do you?
No. I'm just
It would be
joking.
close.
I'm not even 100th of the man that Tommy Robinson is.
I think you're a 10th of the man that
A
he
tenth.
is.
A tenth. I'm actually taller, thank you very much.
He disputes it, of course.
Tonight we'll do a scientific evaluation of
You're
it,
a metre taller, aren't you?
I'm-
1 centimetre.
especially in high heels.
But he's the bigger man.
He's a way bigger man, yeah. How have you been enjoying the Rebel Tour, the Free Speech Tour?
I love every rebel tour I've been on. I love the Israel tour that Katie was on. It was amazing. And now that Revel have got you on board, it's just gone up a notch.
That's not now. I've been here for 5 years.
Yeah, but I was on the Israel tour, the
The
first
first one, the one that I wasn't invited to.
Exactly.
Yeah, I should bring that up with Ezra.
Yeah.
Well, I never got an invite to the first one.
But you're international now.
I'm international.
You spoke up very loudly about Tommy.
I did,
when he
before
went
it was
into
popular.
prison.
Yeah. It's become popular. Have you noticed the shift? I think, especially since some pretty prominent voices like Jordan Peterson got
Elon.
on board, and then Elon Musk.
Trigonometry, he's
So-
been on.
Yeah. So it's suddenly not. It used to be like toxic to say
Yeah.
I didn't care, but
He's
but it
more
was-
mainstream
He
now.
is mainstream now.
Much more. Yeah.
And
The
how do you
Atherton
feel with
window-
that shift, and why do you think that's shifted?
Why do I think it shifted? I mean, Elon had a big role to play. And because of the prison sentence, people want to look into, well, did he tell a lie? They've watched the documentary, and it's so clear from that documentary that he was telling the truth.
Yeah.
All the people he interviewed.
Are you telling us that Piers Morgan was the
I'm
liar?
saying he's a liar. Absolute liar. Yeah.
How dare you?
You could.
Piers
put me on
Morgan
record.
wouldn't lie for ratings. Most honest journalist there is on the planet, Piers Morgan.
I want to see
Just
Piers.
depends what week.
I want to see Piers and Tommy
Yeah,
debate each
I think
other
they're
on
gonna.
neutral ground, not on Pierce's show. So they need a neutral host, like trigonometry. Put them together, and Tommy will run circles around.
100%, I agree. Well, he has. He did it not on neutral territory once, and he ran circles around
did.
it. So I think he can do it anywhere, anytime, and any place. All right, enjoy the bus ride.
Thank you. Thank you.
And behave yourself.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to behave. No way.
We'll keep walking. We've got one guy here hiding. You don't want to be seen, do you? But that mustache. You good?
I'm good, yeah.
You enjoying the trip?
Oh, it's a great trip. Nice to be around like-minded people for once. The whole busload is kind of like me, so this is great.
Where are you
I don't get that
from?
too often.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Quebec.
Quebec?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where Alexa's from.
That's right. That's right.
Do you speak French?
Oh, je parle français, moi. A little bit. Not as good as her, but I'm almost there.
I've never understood that, to be honest. I've got to get to Canada one day to kind of get my head around the whole...
Oh, you mean you haven't been there yet?
No, I haven't been to Canada yet,
shit.
no.
Okay, well, you got to go there because, hey, it's Australia, there's UK, and there's Canada. You're part of the Commonwealth, so you don't have a choice.
But is Quebec part of real Canada, or is that a controversial...
That's controversial. I mean, Quebec likes to think that they are the creators and creation of Canada because they were there first. They actually named Canada. So in that regard, they have an argument. And as far as the rest of Canada, they have their argument because they believe that New France was conquered by the English, which it was. So in their case, they also think that Quebec should speak more English. So it's been an ongoing debate for the last, 150 years.
I watch enough Alexa to know that Quebec is got its fair share of problems.
Oh, it always will have its political issues.
What are the biggest problems in Quebec?
Right now, actually, it's getting close to the same problems as over here with the migration. But with Quebec, it's mainly Algerians and Moroccans. They're getting a fair share of those.
That's because they're the French speaking.
Yeah, because they're a French thing, and so Montreal is getting a lot of that, and that's kind of changing the landscape a little bit. So, yeah, we got our issues there too.
And when you say you don't have many like-minded people in Quebec, is that like conservative, rational conservative people around you?
There's not even one conservative writing in Quebec, so yeah, they're hard to find.
Did you grow up there? Like, why are you there?
Well, I went back there because I retired from Toronto, so I kind of moved back because my family's back there, but there's not much there for me in terms of things in common because it went, well, it's always was liberal, but now it even went more woke. So there's even less in common with me over there. So in terms of meeting somebody like myself, that's kind of hard to find.
And why'd you come on this tour? What was?
Oh, what motivated me was basically the rally that's going to be taking place because they're fighting. Well, they're the first ones to really address it, and so I want to basically also get a good idea as to what we're going to be in store for where I am because we're going there at lightning speed. And another thing is that this actually is spreading throughout Canada. They're going to be doing the same thing on the 13th.
In Australia, they're doing the same. They're all following Tommy's lead.
Yeah, there we go. So, the guy is he's quite the inspiration.
But you still chose to come here.
Yeah, I chose to come here because this is the center of it. This is where it's all starting.
You want to be a part of history.
Absolutely, because that thing I think is going to go down in infamy.
But you could have done it. You could have come here alone without it, but you decided to come on the Rebel tour. Why the Rebel free speech?
Well, actually, I was going to come home over here alone by myself. And all of a sudden, I saw Rebel advertising, and I'm going, "Oh wow, man! This is a bonus." Because I was gonna come here by myself and check it out, and do it on my own, right? But this makes it a lot easier, a lot better.
So far, so good. You're looking forward to meeting Tommy?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, big time.
You know he's short.
Well, I would say he's can't be shorter than you, are you?
He is shorter than me, and tonight we're going to finally prove it.
Are you serious about that? Yeah.
You'll be the judge.
Wow. Okay. Because he looks like a big tough guy on screen. But
I know that's the best thing about having cameramen down here.
You can make you look a lot taller.
Yeah. The most common thing the first thing that people say to me is, "Wow, you're a lot taller on camera."
Right. Yeah, no, the camera seems to do...
that still hurts, guys.
No, yeah, the camera seems to do quite a bit that way. But actually, yeah, you look taller on screen, but you're in good shape, though.
Thank you.
You spend a bit of time at the gym.
I do spend a little bit of time at the gym. I'm worried that if I lose my perfect stature, my wife might not be that interested in me anymore, and that's all I've got to offer anymore.
Well,
I come with my fair share of problems.
Plus, you got to be in shape for the job too, because you come across quite the characters.
I need to be able to run behind my security guards.
It's a good thing you got them.
I do. I'm like,
a lot of nut bars out there.
There are, and all jokes aside, in the last 24 hours, we've realised that they mean serious business.
Yeah, well, I think we're in store for probably a few of them over the weekend because I heard that they're going to be financing coaching.
Oh, they've got buses. Have you heard that already?
They're going to be financing the coach buses to come on in and bring in some counter protesters. So,
look, I think like Ezra predicts about 1,000. I think he might be right. I think it's going to be a small group in comparison to the protest that'll be there on Saturday. I think that there is going to be huge numbers, and I for one, I'm super excited to be a part of history.
Well, for one thing, I'm sure we're going to be outnumbering them for sure. The question is how much of them are going to be there. I don't know, but that'll be interesting to see. Hopefully not enough to disrupt it, and I'm sure we're going to find that out.
All right, mate. Enjoy the rest of the trip. Thanks for your time.
All right, brother.
I think he's busy chatting, mate. Ezra's busy. Oh no, Ezra, wake up. Sorry. You want to tell us why you're here? What brings you here?
Well, first of all, I think it's it's history, before us. So super important that we are here. I think it's in Canada we had the trucking convoy protest. I think it's their trucking moment here in the UK.
You feel like this is the trucking moment of the UK?
Absolutely.
And why is it important for you to be? You're from, I'm assuming, Quebec, because you
Quebec,
sound a bit
Canada.
French and Canadian mixed together.
Exactly.
I'm learning things on this bus ride.
Yeah.
Why is it important for you from Quebec to come to London?
You know what? Us, our society, without freedom of speech, we are no better than North Korea. So it's one of the most important things that we must, defend.
To be fair, I think Justin Trudeau back then was trying to be a mini North Korean Kim Jong-un. I think he probably took some inspiration during COVID off North Korea, no?
Absolutely.
Do you miss Justin Trudeau?
No, not really.
Is Carney worse?
I think he is. I think he's more sneaky.
It's crazy because I met him a few times in Davos, and I kind of started to like him. We had a report at the end of it. Every time I saw him, he was a charismatic guy back then. I don't know. When I see him now on TV, he doesn't come across the same as he kind of did. But it's pretty shocking to see that a lot of people and a lot of his policies seem worse than even Justin Trudeau.
No, but the impression I'm having is he's more evil than. I think Justin Trudeau was simply ignorant and naive. He had ideals and just not able to propose or implement policies that would benefit everyone, or implement policies that would benefit everyone. Every time he was voting laws or implementing program, it made genuinely well-intentioned. Carney, I think he's just he's part of the Davos group and ill-intentioned, I would say.
Do you think he'll be excited to see me in Davos this year, or is he not going to? He's not going to miss it for the world. That's where I don't know if he gets or creates the orders, Carney, in Davos.
Yeah, we need you guys in Davos and all those places for sure.
Do you know what's funny? What I found about Carney is that on camera in Davos, he actually defended Rebel News. He condemned. What was her name? What's the one that that attacked David Menzies? What was it? Christina Freeland?
Freeland. Yeah, Krista Freeland. Yeah.
And he condemned, essentially, he said that it wasn't okay that the security that her police security had tackled him and moved him away, and that freedom of press was important, and talking to journalists like us. He actually said like us was important, and then when he gets into power, he banned Rebel News just the same as Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, more of the same.
But how can you be such a bald-faced liar?
Well, it's it's part, I guess, part of politics.
Not all politicians. We have Pauline Hanson in Australia. She's not a liar. You can say a lot of things about Pauline Hanson. Here, let's talk to that. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I think Pauline's been the most consistent politician. And she's been a visionary. She was talking about things that hadn't happened back in the late 90s that are now eventuating. So I mean, look, Pauline will go down in history as just being someone I think really will turn around Australia. Now, obviously, Pauline, she's getting on in her career, so I do have to be careful with what I'm saying. But
it's Rebel News. You don't need to be careful.
well, the thing is she is going to
it's 4 a.m. in Australia. No one's up. No one's reading it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Say what you think.
Well, she's gonna put a legacy out there. However, what I will say is that we at One Nation we've got we're very aware that we need to target the youth, get the youth on side. So this is a bit of a plug, but we actually have a program called Young Nation. So if you're 18 to 30 and you live in Australia, you can join Young Nation. Now, it's a very nascent idea. We haven't really, put a structure in place and all that. But Lee, who's Pauline's daughter, is actually leading the front on that. So she's going to make sure that we have everything we need to make this one successful. That's what it has to be. So I would encourage anyone who is, politically motivated to get in contact with us and put your name down, because what we need leaders to stand up. And I think we're actually in a leadership crisis because there's one thing that is very clear to me when I'm talking to you, Ezra, I've even had a chat to Tommy and Pauline, is that, there's one thing they all have in common is that you care more about people than the average person, and that's just genuine leadership. And when I started working for Pauline, I asked her, I said, what makes a good leader? And one of the things she said is that someone who's willing to put up their hand and say that they're wrong, right? Because that's virtuous. It shows humility, and it shows that you have the ability to reflect on the things that you say and do, right? And so, I don't know. I mean, we need more leaders to, have their voices heard. But I know, like, one of the things that really galvanized me was October 7th. So, I mean, COVID was kind of an awakening for me, but I lived in Brisbane, Queensland, so we had it pretty good. We were having...
You were no Melbourne?
Absolutely not. And it wasn't until, I started really hearing, from family, from people I knew that lived in Melbourne, just how bad things and how tyrannical it was there, right? I'm going to sporting, functions, for state of origin when basically the whole world shut down, but my family's all, over 2 years, and I even had friends who killed themselves right before Christmas.
Sorry,
yeah, it sucked. So that was definitely an awakening for me, but October 7 galvanized me.
Wow.
And that's when I really sort of started to step up and what my voice heard.
What was it about October 7? Why did
just
it
one, the brutality of it. So, I mean, I was watching Ben Shapiro, and he was like showing some of the things I just couldn't imagine. I was saying, like, can't take that back. But so what that meant for me is, like, I just didn't want to be silent. I wanted to say the truth. Now, I went down like a path of standing up for that, and actually I was working in corporate sales at the time, and when I was driving to work one day, I saw this bunch of Palestinian protesters, and something about seeing them just made my blood boil. So I pulled over the car, I charged into like 200 protesters, and I ripped down all their flags, right? So I was just grabbing flags left, right, center. But the cost for that for me is I actually sacrificed my job. So I got fired the next day because they sent it to my work. Because I forgot I had my work shirt on because I was just so angry. And so they sent the things to my boss, get called in the office.
Why did it make you that angry that you essentially charge a crowd of, you'd be outnumbered 1 to 200 or whatever it was that was there? What from seeing them made you that angry and enraged that you acted irrational? That's an irrational kind of thing to do.
Yeah, because they were celebrating it the day after. When you saw what happened in Sydney and what they were saying, I'm still pretty convinced when I hear it is like they were saying gas the Jews. That's what
even if they were saying where's the Jews, I don't actually get why that was even an argument.
Yeah.
Because they weren't looking for Jews to hug them. They were clearly looking to hurt Jews. So so they didn't want to gas them. So what did they want to do? It didn't matter. Yeah. That whole debate was insane to me. When was this? So when you say you saw the flags and
so this was probably like a good year off. So it was April last year. Yeah, April last year. So it was out at the front of Tingalpa, and they were really trying to dox me. And what I actually took from that is these weren't just protesters. These were people who wanted to cause me genuine harm. Like, they actually said, hey, I'm going to hunt you down and find out where you live, one of them. And I was like, wow. So I didn't really understand what I was getting into, but that's when I realized I just had to surround myself, get into a community, that, safety in numbers,
And so you joined One Nation from that?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I joined One Nation, and then my mate Liam just reached out to me when a vacancy opened up in the senator's office for Pauline, and I got the job, and it's been an absolute honor and a privilege to work for someone, with caliber as Pauline. So I've learned a lot. I've developed, and then that's opened up, pathways here. I never thought I'd be on a bus with you guys, going to see Tommy Robinson. So it's kind of just an amazing thing, and we're going to be, being with Tommy, right before September 13th. So yeah,
Amazing. All right, I love it. See? Mate, Roxanne, I don't even know why we brought you here. This Aussie speaks way better than you. No. Okay, come. We're gonna sit in the back. We're gonna get out of our seat. We like to sit on the back of the bus. This is where the naughty boys sit. And then me and you can just do a breakdown now. I'll turn this mic on, and we'll read some of those super chats, and let's just chill out here a bit, and then we'll turn the feed off and maybe come back on when with Tommy. A bit later, we'll do another live stream just with Tommy. So guys, make sure whatever channel you're watching this on, hit the subscribe, hit subscribe and hit that notification
No, I got it
bell.
on this camera. Thanks, Alex.
Oh, there you go. Well, that shot's better. I think that shot.
That shot, yeah. Let's switch camera angles.
It is.
Let's just
How's it been going? No glitches? Look, this is great.
I don't know. Some people complain about audio and this and that, but I don't know. Maybe it's just their system.
I want to go and listen to the audio.
We will test afterwards because I feel like
is it
audio's been okay.
A bunch of people, or is it just like one person here and there? Because it's only
one person here and there.
Yeah, so if it's one person here and there, I don't believe him. Because when it goes bad, you get inundated with the messages.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly,
I mean?
Yeah.
Although this is like the time is weird, so we might not be getting big numbers.
Buffering issue that people were having, maybe.
Yeah, I think it might be on there, but we'll have a review. It looks like the audio is coming in good. I'll read some of the things. Anyways, Roxanne, you haven't spoken much. I've walked around talking to all these people.
Well,
how have you found?
I found it challenging doing this on a bus because obviously the bus is moving.
Yeah.
And I do get motion sickness.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much more satisfying for me to hear.
I'm facing backwards as well, so I'm just like, I'll be just talk a bit quicker, get through the questions. I'm getting motion sickness, so if you're seeing that I'm being a bit wheezy and a bit quiet, it's because I actually got motion sickness.
I didn't know that.
From walking. I told you on the train the other day.
I don't listen to you when we're not live.
It was like I was.
Were we live when you told me?
No,
so I wasn't listening. I don't listen.
So I was actually struggling to keep my
sorry, bro.
Keep myself together on the bus as I'm walking backwards, and
I didn't know you get motion sickness.
The bus is bumping.
It's so fragile.
No. Now that I'm sitting looking forward, I'm okay. So
you can turn off your front light.
Oh yeah, I'll turn the front light off. But yeah. Look, otherwise, guys, a lot of these streams we're just testing everything out because we have the big stream coming up on the 13th.
Well, we've got a decent stream tomorrow night as well.
Tomorrow night as well, actually.
So at this
tomorrow night,
2 hours ago tomorrow night,
we would start at the Charlie Kirk vigil being held by Turning Point UK. So the sister organisation here in the United Kingdom, they're holding a vigil in London. So we're going to attend that. Get there a little bit early. We're going to talk to people, obviously, and then show you guys
what's going on.
What's going on there.
Counter protesters.
Yeah, because this issue, it's reverberating around the world in terms of the death of Charlie Kirk, the shooting,
the killing,
like we
the
discussed,
brutal murder in front of the world,
cold-blooded assassination, and so many world leaders have spoken up about this as well. Like many leaders, Australian leaders and American leaders, European leaders. In multiple parliaments have spoken.
And so
about
they
this
should,
issue.
because it is so shocking what happened.
Yeah, so I think people are reacting to this all around the world, and the type of engagement that people are getting on this particular issue, I've seen people just commenting on this. I think across the board, many people are horrified by what they witnessed that day, and I think for the fact that they see Charlie Kirk as someone who is about debating in a respectful manner, opening up conversations between sides that don't necessarily agree with each other, but you have that conversation. And to see someone like that taken out in the manner that he was, I think is a shock.
Yeah.
Shock to the system. Obviously, the world itself is in a dire state when we see everything that's happening around the world. This just adds another layer to it. And I think President Trump, he's got the right measure when he's been talking about this issue, and he's also going to be awarding Charlie Kirk a after his death, a medal of freedom for his work that he's done, because he truly is someone that I think has changed American politics, at least for the younger generation, particularly for conservatives. And to see that at such a young age, at 31, right? He's a lot younger than us. The levels of things that he has achieved in that space, and not to see his legacy, into his older years, because I think he would have been really effective continuing on. So that recognition, I think, is happening. Obviously, it's going to be very sad. I've been following some of the tweets and messages his wife has put out, and you can see that they're really holding on based on their faith. And Charlie Kirk was really a man of God, of Jesus, and a lot of the talks that he talks, a lot of the advice that he gives to young people is grounded in Scripture. And I think you're seeing that strength now from the people that really know him, from his family, come through, that he is in a better place, and he really truly believed in the Word of God. So I take that from Charlie Kirk. I think he really saw the importance of that, and hopefully people take that message away from a lot of the things he said as well, because there is this attempt, we talked about this before, there's an attempt to demonize him. There's an attempt to ridicule him and say that he died by the gun and he's someone that advocated for gun rights. And people are missing out on the things around gun policy, where it's the Second Amendment in America is something that's across the board, like both sides of politics, to varying degrees, support the right to bear arms. The discussions around policy shouldn't demonize him, because he's not someone that was advocating for violence or political violence.
Absolutely not.
So it's not a gotcha, guys, when you're doing... I'm not saying the people on this stream, but it's not a gotcha when you're saying, well, he died by the gun which he was promoting, or whatever, in the sense of promoting people's right to bear arms. So there's all these different layers to that story, and that's why it'll be interesting to go to the vigil and hear from people.
So that's tomorrow, guys. Make sure to bookmark tomorrow. Whatever time you're watching on now, depends where you are. So it's 7:13 here. The vigil starts at 5. We'll probably start the live stream half an hour or so earlier. We'll see how it goes. It depends what's happening in the area. And also on at his actual protest, we'll start that probably an hour or so earlier. So make sure, hit the notification, subscribe and hit that notification bell to ensure you get the notification that we're going live straight away. I'll read a couple of these super chats, and then I think we can probably end this live stream, and we'll come back. Like I said, I don't know yet exactly when. I'll work it out with Tommy, but we'll do a live stream probably in the next couple of hours with Tommy Robinson himself. So hit that notification bell that you get the notification when we go live again. Let me just read a couple of these super chats. We have Astrohead said, staying for Speaker's Corner on Sunday. Have to. I'm not sure. Potentially, maybe. I'll take a look at what the program is, and we might pop over to Speaker's Corner. Haven't been there for a long time, and it does look a lot more rough than it used to. But thanks for the super chat. And Shazza Lead says, met you before, Avi in London, true gentleman. Oh, thanks, Shazza. I hope to see you on Sunday. Appreciate the support. And thank goodness I left a good impression. A true gentleman, is that how you would describe me, Rukshan?
I would not describe Avi Ebony as a true gentleman.
And he's outrageous.
He is the opposite of what a true gentleman is my...
Shazza, I love it. That's like a real Aussie Shazza. Shazza Leeds. Shazza, you need to educate Rukshan and his blind hatred for me. How do you pronounce that? Honir? Honir. Thank you for the super chat. Avi is the same caliber as Tommy. People, all freedom-loving people need. I appreciate the love and support in the comment. However, define caliber. I think I'm a finer caliber than Tommy, but he's just a much bigger man. But appreciate the. Oh, here we go. We got Dean Adams says, cheers, lads. Take care. Appreciate it, Dean. Thanks for the super chat. I'll check if your one has any super chats on it that I'll read. I think I can check it here. How do I check it? Chat, and then you go, oh yeah, here. Abby's giving you a super chat too.
Abby,
She's gone.
You're still on my team, Abby. Thank you.
Good on you two, making us proud over here in Oz. I'm off for my third attempt at falling asleep. Dude, it's like, what time is it?
I think it's about 5 a.m.
4:16 a.m.
4:16, okay.
Abby, what is wrong with you, mate? Good night. Hopefully you have some success. Guys, like I said, next couple of hours we will likely go live with Tommy Robinson. But for now, I think we can call that a live stream. That was fun. Thanks for joining us. And if you want to support our trip here, and we're going to do a bit of this stuff where it's just live streaming what we're doing and whatever. And then we're going to be live streaming actual events, the different protests and things like that, and potentially maybe Speakers Corner, whatever. If you support our work, ukrebels.com. We've got so many expenses, overheads in just being here and doing it, including just as small as getting these new mics today we had to get because the sound quality was no good. So we're going to spend the rest of this bus trip listening to the sound to see that it was actually as good as we were promised it was going to be, and whether it was just you, a couple of you people whinging in the comments because you've got crappy internet.
Yeah.
If it's you, we're going to find you and we're going to let you know. Guys, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks.